Hello guys and welcome back to the SW Bricks and Figs channel. Today I have a pretty awesome tutorial style video for you. I'm going to be showing you how to make some awesome Lego crate designs. So for my recent Lego Star Wars mock, I sat down and built a ton of different Lego crate designs, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 of my favourites. If you guys want to see a part 2 to this video, because I do have a ton of different designs right here, then let me know in the comment section down below, and by leaving a like on today's video if you do enjoy. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you're new, but let's get straight into the first tutorial. Okay, so up first is a very simple crate design. So this is just the Lego dice piece. So these can be used with tiles and other things like that to make cool little crates, and I think they turn out really nicely. All you need to do is take one of these Lego dice pieces and add tiles all around the outside. You don't really need one on the bottom, but it can be there for just sort of extra detail if you want to. But yeah, all you have to do is add these all around the outside, and that is very simple. Obviously this is a really simple one, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but I think it's a very effective one. So one way I changed this up a little bit was having one hanging from a railing as if it's sort of been picked up by this sucker, and I just have this sort of little technique right here. So this is made using just a jumper plate with a 1x1 stud on top under this dish. So after the dish there is a sort of this little pin piece that I generally don't know the name for this piece, but it's quite a cool little detail piece, and then I just add this little clip on top like so, and then I just clipped it to a wire, and it's a good way to make this look like it's being picked up and transported. Pretty simple yet effective one, but let's get straight into the second technique. This next crate design is probably one of my favorites that I used in my recent mock. So this is just like a very simple sort of rectangular crate design. So I'm going to show you how to build this right now. So I'll take this apart and put it together from scratch. So as you can see with this crate, it's pretty simple and there aren't too many pieces involved, but I think it's very effective. Obviously you can take your own spin on all of these. These are just sort of base designs you can use, and you can sort of adapt them and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's all the pieces. Let's take a step-by-step look at how to build it. Okay, so you start off by placing this piece right in the center with these two brackets either side. So that makes up the very centered shape of all of this, and I like to add these textured bricks in the center to hold all this together. I like to have these because they add a little bit extra detail, but you can use sort of regular bricks and that sort of thing, or even other sort of detailed bricks. There's tons of different ones you can use out there, so make sure you try and put your own spin on these, and make sure you twist them up in your own way, because there's definitely a ton of different ways you can do this. Okay, so for the end bit, again, you have a bit of freedom here to do whatever you want, but I like to use these little ingot pieces, and I add one to the top section here, and then below it I like to add one of these jumper plates just so I can add this little handle onto the end. I think this looks really good, and then I use this sort of like, I don't know what you'd call this sort of clip piece on the end as the sort of handle, so you can sort of imagine people picking it up from either end. So then I like to just tile it off on top. You can either use just like two 2x2s, or you can use a 2x4, or just jumper plates to add some more detail on top, but it's completely up to you really. Then I just do the same for the other end. And there you have it, that is the completed crate design. I think this is probably one of my favorites, as I said before. You can sort of stack these up and make nice different details in the back of mocks and that sort of thing. So I definitely think this is one of my favorites. This third technique is more of a barrel than a crate. It's got some nice details around the outside, and it's got a nice smooth top, and I think this looks really good. All you need to do is take 3 or 2 of these different pieces right here, and then you just add this bar piece down the middle and then a dish on top, and you just stack them up like so. It's very easily done. You can actually add some Technic pins to the holes if you find it twisting too much, and then I just finally add the dish piece on top like so, and it adds a really nice smooth effect. Obviously if you don't add those Technic pins, you've got to just sort of twist it to make sure those grooves all line up. But yeah, if you stack these like so, and if you want to make one of the smaller techniques like that crate in the background, then you can just use the smaller bar piece, which is actually the 3-length bar piece I believe, rather than the 4-length bar piece, and this is very simple. So this fourth technique right here is more of a weapons crate that you can have sort of slightly opened, and I think it looks really good. It can hold some blasters, some thermal detonators, that sort of thing. I think this is a really cool technique, and it's very simple. All you need to do is take some of these panel pieces and then you just have them sort of stacking around the outside, and then you have 2 of the more curved ones on the ends, and this just makes for a nice little technique. And then all these panel pieces are actually on a 2x6 plate, which is pretty simple, but you can obviously adapt this and make this shorter and longer as you please. Then the lid is made up of just a 2x4 plate with these slightly curved slopes on the sides, and then this one jumper plate in the middle. Again, this is something you can switch up and change if you would prefer. And I think this is really good, and I think it just makes for a nice little area to store your weapons and that sort of thing. So the last crate up on the list is these sort of crates right here. I think these turn out quite cool. And these again can be customized very heavily to sort of come up with your own design. For this one I went with sort of like a yellow and black sort of bumblebee sort of scheme. But yeah, so all you need to do is take one of your 1x3 plates. Again, the bigger one has bigger plates, but we're going to show you how to build the smaller one. Then you just add these cheese slopes into the corners of the plate like so. And if you do this in all 4 corners, this will allow you to connect another plate of the same size on the other side and basically build from both directions. It's a really useful illegal building technique, but yeah, don't worry, it doesn't put too much stress and strain on the parts like a lot of other illegal building techniques do. So then once you have all 4 corners done, you can literally just place the other plate right on top like that, and if it's all lined up, it should just click in perfectly. Again, you can do this with bricks as well instead of plates if you prefer not to have that gap in the center. If you do 1 brick and 1 plate, it will cut out the gap, but yeah, I think the gap kind of adds for a nice little detail on these ones right here. And then once you have this, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want and put whatever details you'd like. Obviously with this one, I added some cheese slopes with some different plates in the middle to add for a bit of different textures and that sort of thing. And then with this other one, I used sort of like the same color scheme, just put the plate down the middle, and I think it looks really good with this sort of cross in black, and I think this is really cool technique, and you can again do it whatever you want with this. The possibilities are pretty much limitless. So a little bonus one here at the end for you there, guys. This is a little pretty simple one. This uses a pretty much standard pre-molded piece from Lego, but this is actually the only functioning crate that I have on the list, and this is really useful. It has a sort of door at the front that opens up and closes, and if you don't know about this piece, it can be quite useful. Obviously it's not the best and most detailed piece in the world, but I think it looks kind of good, and I added this little jumper plate with a thermal detonator on top, just add a little bit more detail on there. But yeah guys, that is just about all the crate designs I have for you in this episode. Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see a part 2 to this. I've obviously got a ton of other crate designs that I could show you in this video sort of style format, but I decided to only go with 5 for today's video. But let me know what you thought by leaving a like on this video if you did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We have a ton more stuff coming up. I'm about to start a brand new mock, which is going to be the escape on Coruscant. So the scene where Ahsoka gets hunted down by the clone troopers. I'm really excited for this. It's going to be a huge project to work for over the summer, and I can't wait to get into it. I think it's going to be a fantastic mock, and I think you definitely want to stay tuned to the channel for this. So if you don't want to miss any updates, as well as when part 2 of this series drops, make sure to hit that notification bell when you do subscribe, so you stay up to date every time I post a video. But thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see how you guys implement these and change these up in your own mocks. I'm really excited. Make sure to send me photos of them if you do end up using them in your mocks. Have a fantastic rest of your day, guys. Happy building, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.